Hey there, I'm going to take you through a quick ground warm-up that you can do following some of the breathing corrective exercises or some of the other intra-abdominal pressure, transverse abdominis warm-ups. The idea here is to restore options to the body that it might not otherwise be able to access. Okay, a really simple example, again, is going to be if you live in hip extension with a big anterior shift, we're going to force you into a little bit of a posterior shift with hip flexion here. Okay, so again, training needs to train your body where it isn't. Okay, so movement happens on a spectrum. Okay, maybe this is better, I'm not sure. So movement happens on a spectrum. Okay, we all tend to live somewhere in the spectrum. Okay, what we want to be able to do with our bodies, especially when we're training, is we want to enter the opposite end of the spectrum that we never visit, and then be able to get back to where we live. Okay, so the idea with motion, joint physiology, the central nervous system, and when it comes to actually building, lengthening strength in the muscles, it's all about taking the joint to the place that it never goes to. So again, it's restoring options that the body once had, but over time, through habit, lifestyle, injury, frame of mind, it's like those options were off the menu. So eventually, with enough of the correct type of training, we can give ourselves more balance and give some of those opportunities and choices back to the body. Okay, so this is just a little bit of a ground warm-up. You can do it along with me. Okay, so first thing, we're just going to come to a quadruped position. Okay, and again, you don't want to just kind of like slack into wherever you are. You want to try and lift your rib cage a bit. Okay, you want to try and balance out your pelvis so you don't have an excessive arch or an excessive tucking of your tailbone underneath. All right, and then I want you to practice a little tension point. So I'm dragging my knees toward each other. I'm dragging my hands towards my knees, and then I'm trying to, on my exhale, pull my stomach or my belly button towards my spine. And that's it. Okay. Now to start, keeping that tension on the legs, I'm going to bring my right hand back like I'm doing a row. Okay, I might try to rotate my rib cage to the right. I might not. I bring it down. I do the other side. Okay. Now we're going to come to a hovering cobra or a Superman. So I'm going to come onto the floor, right? Make a pillow for my head, bend my knees, flex my ankles. Okay? I want you to push your thighs into the ground so your butt lifts up, and then I want you to do your best to flatten your back towards the ceiling. All right? From here, I'm going to pick up my head and arms, and this is it. Now, the most important thing is to maintain downward pressure of the thighs on the floor. All right? As long as you can keep it, you can slowly straighten your knees. But if you lose it, I don't want you to do this. You want to think about getting your sternum to pull forwards. All right? Elbows toward the ceiling. Eventually, you get to take a break. Press yourself up. Maybe take a quick child's pose. All right? I come back to that tabletop position. I'm going to do a one-armed row on each side. Now as I rotate my rib cage to the left, I'm trying to counter-rotate my pelvis to the right. I'll change hands. All right, that's it. When I come up, take a rest. I'll take a couple of breaths. Alright, come to that tabletop, this time to my forearms. I keep my knees down. Alright, associate tension in between your knees. Elbows can pull towards your knees or towards each other and hold. Alright, toes are flipped under. I'm going to pick up my knees about an inch and breathe. Pull them to the floor. I might take a break, or I might just go to the next one. I'll pick up my right knee, right toe. Then I'm actually going to rotate my pelvis to the right. Bring it down. Same thing on the other side. And bring it down. Straighten out, come up. You might try a knee hover. Okay, so I'm pressing through my armpits, toes flipped under, I pick up my knees, a few breaths. If you want more of a pump, okay, on an exhale, you send your hips back, exhale back, and then eventually a more dynamic variation, it's just exhaling back, inhaling forward. So, again, these are a couple of ground core corrective exercises. You want to make sure you can breathe comfortably. You can keep your navel to your spine the best you can. You're always thinking about tension, okay? So you're not just landing on your knees and just kind of plopping on your hands. Like anything that's touching the floor, use the floor, okay? So I traction my thighs toward one another. I traction my hands back and towards my towards the center, and that's going to kind of activate everything from your hips to your armpits a lot better, which is then going to give you a lot more stability, strength around your spine, and then you're going to be able to start to hone in on a more powerful breath so that you can create a smoother, more sequential movement. You know, like it won't feel quite as choppy, it'll start to feel a little bit more fluid. Okay. One last thing you can give a try is if you're sitting back, okay, you just go a couple hip extension, hip flexion. All right, so I'm leaning forwards, sitting back and up. Okay, eventually I might step one foot forward. Okay, I'm going to lean over my leg. I just pause. I might take both my hands to that same foot and pause. Okay, if you just want to get a little bit of practice getting your back leg off the floor, keep both hands on your foot, straighten your back leg. All right, and then just bring it down. Okay, if I want to challenge myself, I'm going to take my right arm, reach it out to a T, and I just hold. All right? And at the same time, I'm trying to encourage my rib cage to rotate right. Then I come down. Okay, then you do the same side. Okay, so here I lean, both hands down. I'm going to pick up my back leg, touch the floor with it, do it again, pause, reach my left arm out, hold, and I lower it. Okay, so it's a simple ground-based warm-up. I want you to take your time, have some fun with it. Thanks for watching.